Where do Airbnb hosts make the most money? This is a very important question you need to ask yourself before starting an Airbnb business. The amount of money you're going to make with your business model all depends on location. That's why you need to make sure before you get started, before you make the upfront investment, that you have a key location selected and you know what to expect as far as getting started. So in today's video, I'm going to go over 3 key things you need to look for when deciding what location you want to start your business. What's going on, guys? My name is Robert. Thank you for tuning in for today's video. I think it's very helpful and it'll help minimize your options as far as deciding where you want to start your business. Now on my channel, I've discussed this business model quite a few times. You guys can refer back to some videos as far as what exactly is going on with this business model and this opportunity and how you can get started. If you are completely new to this idea, which I find most people are, from my experience going out and talking to a lot of people, they're just now hearing about it from me. And because of that reason, I think this is a very helpful video for those of you who are deciding to jump on this and see what you can make out of it. The reason location is so important is because that is what keeps your business alive. The amount of people coming in and out is the cash flow that you're generating. You want to be in a location that has a higher rate of occupancy than other locations. In my experience, I found that these 3 attractions bring in the highest volume of guests. The number one being a college or a university. The reason a college campus will attract a lot of guests to your Airbnb rental is because there are a lot of events constantly going on college campuses. There's football games, any kind of athletic event. Any kind of event will just bring in parents wanting to see their kids perform from out of town. Our business has done really well because it's located 5 minutes away from a college campus here in the city where I live. So one of the things you want to look for is a college campus because it'll bring volume, and I think that sort of explains itself. You have a massive population of students living on campus and you have parents coming in from out of town to see them, and that is one of the reasons you're going to have a steady flow of guests, and it'll help fill up a lot of the gaps. So typically you have just people passing through town or coming to see a loved one. Well, having it next to a college campus is going to increase your occupancy rate. The second thing you want to look for when deciding the location for your Airbnb rental is a hospital. Being located near a hospital is important because a high demand for places to stay as a travel nurse. Now, when a travel nurse goes out and they go out for months at a time, they like to choose Airbnbs, and the reason being is because their stay is paid for. So they want to be comfortable in a house opposed to living out of a hotel room for a couple months at a time. I find it that having an Airbnb rental located near a hospital or a college or a university is very impactful to how high your occupancy rate is. And lastly, you want to have it in an area where there's some sort of attraction. Now, this could be an amusement park, this could be something that people are traveling in from out of town to see. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't really have to go into the details, but I just want to point out these 3 very simple things to look for, and it really minimizes your options as far as choosing location. Because what your Airbnb rental comes down to is location. You want to make sure that you have a steady flow of guests, and you want to make sure you have, if you're operating the same way that I am, you want to make sure that you have rent covered every month. And this is definitely one of the easiest ways to ensure that you're going to have guests, ensure that you're going to have the right amount of cash flow needed to keep your business growing, and it'll help you scale. So in my area code where I'm hosting my property, there are 3 or 4 properties doing 40 grand a year. So if you guys want to make the most out of your Airbnb rental, you should look for a college campus, a hospital, or some type of attraction in your local area. Now I'm going to give examples from my personal experience. So my property is located in between all 3, and I've sort of managed to centralize it in between all 3 of these, which it's about a 5-minute drive from an area of attraction, from a college, and from a hospital. And I think that increases my occupancy rate up to about 50 to 60%. Overall, I think this will be a very helpful video for anyone that has been thinking about starting. It really does minimize your options. You're not going to be looking on the outskirts of town for some property that won't bring any guests, and that minimizes risk as well. So getting started in this business model, if you're buying or leasing the property and it's not in a key location, it's going to take a hit on your business, really. So ensuring that you're in an area with a steady flow of guests will definitely minimize your risk, and it will help you overall in the long run. Thank you all for tuning in. I really think this will be helpful to some of you guys who are just getting started. I know that not everyone is familiar with this business model. I think me coming on here and just giving you little tips and tricks from my own experience will definitely help a few of you guys get started. With that being said, if you guys are curious about the opportunity and want to learn more about it, watch a few of the videos I've made, and I think it'll give you guys a better understanding of how the business model works and why you should act on this now rather than later. Well, I think that is it for today's video. I encourage you guys to hit the subscribe button, leave a like if you thought this was helpful, and share this with anyone you think could use this information. With that being said, I will see you guys all in the next video.